Good evening, and you're very welcome to Mick Neville Park for this evening's Lyons of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship. It is a clash between Effin and Croagh Kilfinny, and throw-in is just a few minutes away at 7 p.m. This is the meeting of the winners of the Intermediate Championship last year, that is Croagh Kilfinny, and the victors of the 2021 Intermediate Championship, Effin. So 2 points at stake in what is the first of 7 rounds at this grade, and we're delighted to say on Stream Sport that we're bringing you this game live, and it's one of 2 games live on Stream Sport this weekend. So looking ahead to this one, we'll now take a look at the teams here at Mick Neville Park. We're live. Now, so let's take a look at the teams here at Mick Neville Park, and starting with Croagh Kilfinny. And the Croagh Kilfinny side lines out 1 to 15 is selected. Dave Lynch returns to goal. He was a sub in last year's county final. Owen O'D, Aidan O'Shea and Owen Barry are the full back line. Tom McMahon, Barry Lenihan and Jack Lenihan make up an experienced half back line. The powerful Adam Shanaher is joined by Seamie Lenihan at midfield. The half forward line has plenty of pace and experience in the form of Andrew Mead, Seamus Hickey and free taker Cian O'Carroll. The inside line is completed by John Wall, James Lanigan and Seamus O'Carroll. Taking a look at the men from the south, the men in green and white, that is Effin, and a few notable names on the Effin team for this evening's contest. In goal is Ryan O'Neill, Robert Cagney, Alan Byrne and Mark Mullins make up his full back line. The centre half back is one Nicky Quaid, and he's flanked by Fergal O'Connor and Clive Doherty. Killian O'Riordan and Sean Canning are paired at midfield, while Brian Clifford and Ewan Dillon flank the Limerick panellists Patrick O'Donovan. Rory O'Connor, Conor Carney and Thomas Quaid, who captains the side, make up the inside forward line. My own name is Tom Clancy. I'm delighted to be joining you on this balmy enough evening in West Limerick, here in the Limerick GA Centre of Excellence in Mick Neville Park, and I'm delighted to say that I'm joined by former Limerick hurler Mark Foley. Mark, how's all but you? How's life?
All good, Tom. Yeah. Lovely evening here, so really looking forward to the game. 2 very good teams. Obviously, Croagh are jumping up a level from last year. Very impressive in the league this year, getting out of the West section and put it up to the PIHC for long stages. And Effin on the other side, then of course they're well used to this level of competition. Very, very competitive the last few years. Beaten in the semi-final last year. Not much between themselves and Newcastle West on the day, and they'll be probably looking to go a step further this year. Yeah,
it's great to have the championship back. We obviously had football last week, but obviously the hurling diehards around the county have been itching now since, I suppose, that Limerick defeat to Dublin to see a bit of live hurling again. It seems to be a very good crowd building up here, and as you said, Croagh Kilfinny, they're on a bit of a journey in the last few years, coming from junior in I think it was 2021, delayed 2020 championship, three finals lost in a row, but in fairness they came back to this ground last year and won that 4th, so they're on a very good journey as a club, and really starting to show quality as well on the pitch.
Yeah, absolutely. Big number of players there. I see 41 talked out tonight, and a lot of young players. Very, very impressive over the last number of years. And even though they suffered setbacks in finals over the last number of years, they got over the line again last year against Brewery. A bit of a wobble in finals, all right, but other than that, they seem to be very, very impressive, and will be looking to push on and go a step further this year. And judging by their early season form, they're well placed to do so.
Yeah, looking at the Effin side of things, the 2 names that jump out are obviously number 11 Patrick O'Donovan, and on the Limerick panel this year played a lot of minutes in the league. Nicky Quaid, I'm looking out for him there. He's lining up at 6. I tell you, if you're back to last November, there was fears we'd ever see him playing again, and not to mind playing outfield. And even up to this week, people were speculating, would he be lining out in goals? And it's a testament to Nicky's determination to play for his club. It's his dedication to his fitness, and we must tip our hat to him. It's been a phenomenal return from what is a very bad injury last winter.
Yeah, absolutely. And Nicky left no stone unturned in his recuperation from that cruciate ligament injury, and I suppose one of the probably one of the most professional players you will meet in terms of his preparation and that. But of course, playing in the goals requires a different skill set to playing out the field. So it's a big ask of Nicky this evening to play at number 6, and it'll be interesting to see how he does get on. But as you said there, I suppose earlier on there, Tom, hurling people, I suppose, are they're very, very keen to see what's on offer, I suppose, in the county championship this year. Fergal O'Connor there, number 7, left half back, who was involved with Limerick this year. Paddy O'Donovan as well as a centre forward for Effin. Like it's important as well for our county team that we see players pushing on then and challenging the people who are on the senior team for the last number of years.
Yeah, that's very, very true indeed, and I'm sure John Kiley and his backroom team, even at this early juncture, will be having a glance at a couple of players and hopefully try and unearth a few gems. Thankfully, the conditions, as you may note, are quite dry and indeed quite calm. Very little breeze here at McNeville Park, although it was remarked earlier there's always a bit of a breeze here, so let's see how it plays out. But Croagh Kilfinny, I suppose it's a 7-game championship, but they'll know coming up the grade you don't want it to be, when you're at a new grade, it's the first time ever at the grade for them, you don't want to be starting on a negative, so it's very important for both teams, but particularly Croagh, to set the tone here early on.
Yeah, and a good start is half the battle, and I think it would be important that Croagh hit the ground running, and to be fair, they've done all the hard yards earlier on in the year, and their form has been particularly good earlier in the season, so they'll be looking to get off to a fast start, and obviously that'll take the pressure off them coming down the stretch then in this championship. Yeah,
Kieran Gannat of Fiona Castlemahon, ready to go, Slitter in the left hand, setting his watches and setting where the players should go, and we're underway for the 2025 Limerick Hurling Championships, and indeed this Lyons of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship, brought to you by Stream Sport, is now underway, and Croagh Kilfinny immediately into possession with Seamus Hickey, and he hops and tries to get a hold of it, but it's Effin, and Fergal O'Connor looked to grab it, but again a blue and white jersey gets on it, and it's his Tom McMahon who delivers a neat ball inside to John Wall. Wall has the first shot of the evening, but his effort tailing to the left and wide.
Yeah, good use of the ball there from Tom McMahon initially, and good ball in, but unfortunately to the left and wide, but good start from Croagh Kilfinny.
Yeah, puck out coming from Ryan O'Neill. Wasn't the goalkeeper last season, but picked to start today, and he sends it long, and Rory O'Connor with that red helmet racing onto it. Grass tiny bit longer than you might normally expect here, but he decides to come back. Patrick O'Donovan can't gather it, and then, according to the referee, handles it on the floor, and an opportunity for Croagh to just steady themselves. And Dave Lynch, as I said last year, was the unused substitute goalkeeper in the final, but he has usurped Cian Sheehy, who played in that final, a very tight victory over Brewery, but you couldn't begrudge them after 3 consecutive final defeats on the trot, and a chance now for Lynch to arrow one down the field, and plenty of numbers back there for Effin. They look to gather it themselves. Of course, these sides' most recent meeting would have been in the 2021 intermediate final. A victory coming for Effin that day, which has them at this grade ever since. Ball goes long, and it's a chance for Aidan O'Shea to get onto it. Does well, finds Jack Lenihan, and Lenihan flicks it off a little bit aimlessly, and Patrick O'Donovan will pick it up. Oh, lovely block there by Seamus Lenihan, and immediately scrambling defence from Croagh Kilfinny, but Effin are onto it in the form of O'Connor. O'Connor with a little flick again, another good block, and already the metrics in that category are up for Croagh Kilfinny. They're working hard. They have a lot of bodies back, 12 or so back in their half for that particular play, but now it's the number 12, Cian O'Carroll, out just on that 20 metre line, looks for it. The umpires like it, and Cian O'Carroll likes it. The opening score of the contest, fine score mark, tricky angle, but he backed himself all the way.
Yeah, good score from Cian O'Carroll, I suppose. Good diagonal ball there again. It's noticeable at this stage that Croagh, when they're defending, get lots of numbers behind the ball and trying to hit Effin on the counter-attack then. Yeah,
that allows Effin to go short with the puck out, and as you can see there, goes all the way down, and big fight for possession. Good defending by Aidan O'Shea. Conor Carney can't get onto it, and the first wide at this end for Effin, and the puck out is fired away straight away as Jack Lennon I should say, sends it up the field, and there's a free there, just a bit of a holding tackle by Seamus Hickey, and as we know, Seamus Hickey of course transferred a few years ago, giving him a new lease of life as well, hasn't it? Maybe playing, I know he's been living out this side of the world since he transferred from Rúbóthar. He's certainly had an impact, hasn't he?
Absolutely, and to be fair to Seamus, another guy that really looks after himself and a very diligent trainer in that.
It's a great score, great score by the number 5, Clive Doherty. Well, I probably underestimated thinking he could land it from there, but he sailed it through the sky.
Yeah, it's noticeable as well, Tom, that the wind seems to be favouring Effin in the first half.
Yeah, just hitting in around the 4-minute mark, as possession is clean for Croagh Kilfinny, as Lanigan playing a lot deeper than that number on his back would suggest, as Barry Lenihan gets on it, sent inside, one-on-one race. Ball skids off the turf, and Seamus O'Carroll will gather it. O'Carroll looks at those posts. Oh, good block there. And the ball is dangerous inside. Will it be kept in? It will. And the hands elude him on that occasion is John Wall. And the second wide of the evening for Croagh Kilfinny.
Yeah, Seamus O'Carroll just taking too much time on the strike there, got blocked down. Actually, a good rebound to John Wall, but unfortunately he wasn't able to control it.
Yeah, it was Robert Cagney who was credit for the block there. Good defensive work by him as Lenihan gets on it again. A lot of Lenihans in this panel, you may notice. There's a chance now for Effin. Still looking to get a shot off Rory O'Connor. Sends it back. A little bit aimless. Here's Nicky Quaid. First time we've seen him in clean possession. Jinks one way, then the other opens the shoulders. Nicky Quaid. Umpires like it. Oh, yes, Nicky Quaid. He didn't move anywhere, but he did sell the dummy. Great score.
Yeah, great strike off his right hand side again, and that ball seems to be on for Effin, that ball backwards, because effectively when they don't have the ball, their half forward line is really going back defending, so that leaves the Effin half back line all on their own, and I suppose if they're just composed with the ball, there will be opportunities to score from distance. Yeah,
lovely strike by the Limerick goalkeeper as the ball comes in, and it's Rory O'Connor, but just tailing to the right, and it's 2 wides apiece now. O'Connor did well to lose his man. A little bit of excess grass cuttings on the pitch as well, probably slowing the ball up when it goes to ground. There's Nicky Quaid, takes it well and hand passes off to Fergal O'Connor, and O'Connor doesn't hesitate, gets the strike away, and a lovely score. And that's 3 in a row for Effin. Tidy piece of play there by
good use of the ball by Nicky, and as well Fergal O'Connor's gone centre forward, Paddy O'Donovan's gone right corner forward, so it looks like Effin are going for the juggler in the first half. Yeah,
and I see Tommy Quaid is playing back to field. There's an advantage coming here, and the shot comes off, but we're coming back for the free. So advantage not quite capitalised on, but a chance for presumably Cian O'Carroll. Indeed it is Cian O'Carroll looking for that sliotar. His football with Kappa, who had a good win last week over Clahan in the intermediate grade, promoted last season as well, so one of a few players who were double county champions in the grades last season, as O'Carroll with the free, and he notches his first of the evening and brings that gap back to a point. So will they put on a bit of a press now, because it was a free, they do, but very loose around the middle, and the shot coming in from Ewan Dillon's effort though, and it just came off, sliced off the hurley, and eventually goes out over the end line, but a little bit loose there from Croagh Kilfinny around the middle.
Yeah, they seem to be holding their shape at all costs, obsessed with kind of holding their 6 backs inside the 65, and that gives opportunities then for Effin from the puck out to come and collect.
Here's Nicky Quaid as well, and hand passes it back to the full back. It's Byrne, and he sends it in. There's a good race on for possession, good hip to hip stuff. Where's the ball? It's there now, and well, I can tell you that was an incorrect call, and I don't like criticising referees. He just I know he's brought it forward as well. I think he got that one wrong, to be fair, which is rare for Kieran. He's one of the stronger refs in Limerick, but on that occasion I think he just picked it up wrong, so punished then for the bit of dissent. And as they say, the refs won't change their mind.
No, they won't change their mind. In fairness, there that it looked like Conor Kearney. Yeah, that's
bounced up. It's just maybe how it looked when he put his hand straight down, whatever way.
Yeah, but I think Aidan O'Shea was probably blocking the referee's view from seeing that it actually did bounce. And I suppose, look, if you're not sure of it, you don't blow it. But anyway, it's blown, and it's another chance for Cian O'Carroll to put one over the bar.
Yeah, the advanced meters giving him every opportunity, you'd feel, from here. 8 points in that county final last season, 7 of them from place balls. Going to go close with this one, but it stays to the left, and first miss of the evening from a place ball. The puck out is on already, and ball from Clive Doherty, I think, on that far side, sends it looking for Paddy O'Donovan, as Mark says, has gone in to the edge of the square or even corner forward, but all he can do is give away a sideline ball. But Mark, this is the day that everyone feels they have a chance of winning the county, no matter which grade you're coming from or which grade you were in last year. This is the day everyone thinks they have the stuff, and I'm sure no different for these two sides. as the line ball comes in and straight back out. So Effin will have the chance through O'Donovan, just back from the States. One of the byproducts, I suppose, of Limerick being knocked out is that some of the younger lads in particular got to enjoy a bit of that. I'm sure they'd have loved to be in Croagh Park last weekend, but not to be.
Oh, for sure, yeah. And fine player now, Paddy, to be fair. And a year inter-county experience under his belt now, he'll be looking to push on.
Absolutely, yeah. And he goes in there with the shoulder, and it just seems to catch Lenihan on the head, and he's looks to be called in by the referee. But winning that Fitzgibbon, I think, gave him a little bit more confidence, and played a lot in the National League as well. So 2026 could be an even bigger year for O'Donovan. But the concern now is for Lenihan on the floor. This grade has been well praised since it was introduced in 2014. 8 teams, 7 rounds, top 4 into the semis, and then 2, of course, into the final. So a place at senior up for grabs, and we've seen some great games in it down the years. It was Newcastle West last year, winning their first 6 games before losing round 7, winning the semi-final against Effin, and then winning that final against the bouncers, Gary Spillane. So
yeah, so good feet there from Jack Lenihan. I suppose Paddy Donovan went in with the shoulder, and Jack Lenihan with quick feet managed to sidestep him, and Paddy caught him, of course, completely accidentally with the shoulder and the side of the helmet. So yeah, that's a pretty painful one, and he looks to be taking his time to recover. But yeah, I suppose just going back to the Paddy Donovan thing, he's after a year's inter-county experience. Not so many games, like he played against Tipperary all right in the league, but didn't play so many games. But at that level of training, it's great experience, and obviously he'll be looking to push on next year.
Yeah, that's for sure. So back underway as Lynch goes long and fight for possession, and once again, the man wearing the Iverachet, Nicky Quaid, in that familiar striking pose of his, sends it right down to the top of the football arc. Fight for possession. Fergal O'Connor thought he had a hurley to it, but there's blue and white coming up with it. Here's Shanaher, member of the Limerick senior football panel, a bit like O'Donovan in the hurling. Good experience for him. Didn't play as much as I'm sure he would have loved, but 2026 could be another year for him, having shown his exploits in both codes last season at club level. Chance now at the other end is good defending as the other one of the Quaids, Tommy Quaid, loses his hurley though, and can't gather the possession as it comes back to Seamus Hickey, and Hickey's effort is tailing to the left and wide.
Yeah, again, Croagh trying to play the ball through the lines. Good pass out there to Seamus, and tried one over the shoulder. Unfortunately, didn't work out for him. But Effin, good possession from the puck out there.
Great take by you and Dylan, and Dylan sends it. Is it going to go? Oh, it's going to go to the right and wide. He done ever so well. Caught it around his hip level, spun and got the shot away, but not accurate enough. As here's Shanaher on it. Takes on his man. Spare arm tackle is okay. Sends it away. Gives it into Andrew Mead, another one on the Limerick senior football panel. And Andrew Mead uses his speed and adds a nice score there to tie us up at 3 apiece.
Yeah, good interplay there from Croagh, and a good finish there by Andrew Mead. And seemed to be finding gaps there when they work the ball through the lines. Yeah,
the direct play hasn't yielded much so far, but as Mark says, the shorter stick work has been a little bit more fruitful as Effin again go long. Doesn't look like much of a win, but certainly you tell by the length of the strike that the ball is certainly carrying as Tommy Quaid gets onto it. Quaid does very well, uses experience, turned just in and waited for the shoulder in the back, and indeed it was a foul by Mead. And Tommy, a great soldier for Effin down the years, isn't he?
He's absolutely. So much. Yeah, very clever. Very, very good head in his shoulders, and I suppose that's down to experience, being able to give the pass when it's on, strike when it's on, move the ball when it's on, run when it's on. That comes with experience, and Tommy makes the right decision when he gets on the ball. But I suppose from good opportunity for Patrick O'Donovan, but I suppose the big challenge for Effin in the first half, especially with the wind, is to try and get Patrick O'Donovan on the ball and Fergal O'Connor on the ball. So they're going to have to move him around. Maybe Paddy O'Donovan, I see maybe gone in full forward now. Maybe that's the place for him, and maybe empty out the 2 corners, maybe, and try and open up that attack.
Yeah, he's got into full forward, and Owen Barry is sticking to him. So the full back line reconfigured as well to match, so interesting to see how it'll go when it's straight down the middle. They're trying to leave plenty of space, but up at the other end, Mead gets onto it. It's just flicked away by a defender. They're scrambling for possession as onto it is Shamie Lenihan, and again the shooting not to be the desired level. You're prepping for months, Mark, and it can be a bit of a hair scratcher when you're head scratcher, I should say, when you're missing so many shots early on. 5 already, I think, from Croagh Kilfinny. But back at the other end is the man wearing 14, Conor Carney. He does very well to win the free, using his strength, using his power there, and was eventually upended.
Yeah, good pressure by Croagh. There were probably too many marking Conor Carney there, and just a few loose hands and a hand in the back probably, saw them give away a free there. But Conor Carney working hard, obviously got caught for the throw ball there last time. Nearly picking the ball off the ground. Nearly picked it up there again. But stayed persistent, managed to win his ball, and just the hands in the back there from.
Fullback,
Jack Lennon. It was actually Jack Lennon. He lost his hurley and he had 2 hands in the back.
Oh, right,
nothing major in it, but enough for the free to be warranted, and another chance now for Paddy O'Donovan.
Yeah, let's see, about 60 metres from goal, but plus the angle makes it a bit more. But little doubt about it once he left his hurl, and O'Donovan with a second free in a row, I should say, gives them re-establishes that 2-point advantage. Who'd be the happier mark of the two teams so far? Obviously Effin are winning, but is there more to it than that at the moment?
I think Croagh will be happy enough against that win. They're after winning another puck out there, so they'll be happy enough. They seem to be, I suppose, looking at the both teams, they seem to be just a small bit more mobile, and that might be a factor coming down the stretch, especially when they have the wind in the second half. But Effin won't be overly worried. They'll be happy enough with their start, but obviously they'll need to start opening the gap fairly soon, because we're halfway through the first half now.
Yeah, line ball over on that far sideline. Looks to be Cian O'Carroll to cut it. Everyone has moved away, so it'll want to be a good connection. And it's half decent in around the square, in around the house, as Hickey looks to get onto it. Does well, gets it up one-handed. Hickey sends it in, and the umpires agree that one was also wide. So half a dozen now already.
Yeah, again, that was probably the easier chance of the lot. And wide in his own side, so Seamus won't be happy with that.
No, as O'Neill goes along with the puck out, his familiar trajectory on it, and comes down the other end as line ball is being given to Croagh Kilfinny, last off the stick of Fergal O'Connor. Made his Limerick debut at championship level last season against Cork in tricky circumstances at Páirc Uí Chaoimh, but be hoping for more game time in the near future as well. As scramble for possession, and onto it is Hickey now. Move deep after that last puck out as McMahon gets on it, diagonal towards that corner, and Seamus O'Carroll always had plenty of pace to Seamus, but good block in there again by Cagney. Seamus will get a chance at it, comes inside and flicks it back to Cian O'Carroll, and O'Carroll, that'll be an easy one. Cian O'Carroll, good sensible play by Seamus O'Carroll after being blocked, and O'Carroll profits with a neat enough finish.
Yeah, good use of the ball there by Seamus O'Carroll, and when the initial block gave it back to Cian O'Carroll, and then showed good patience, good score. No
relation is, as far as I'm concerned, certainly not brothers anyway, but Lenihan comes out with it, sends it in nicely to Lanigan. Lanigan, despite the block, has split the post wonderfully. James Lanigan, the joint captain of this team, ties us up again.
Yeah, good score, great crossfield ball to James Lanigan, and a great finish off his left. But again, too much space probably. Even if he didn't put it over the bar, there was no one from Effin within 20 yards from Barry's own marker, so they'll need to get more bodies around the Croagh forwards.
Scramble for possession on the front of that D. Like they're digging for spuds or something. No sign of the ball. Referee says he wants to see it, and he will throw it in. Was it in there? And Fergal O'Connor comes up with it, does well. Too many steps. Yeah, he kind of went into one challenge and then back out the other way. I can see why he was pinged for it, but he had little chance to play the ball. Nice.
Yeah, work rate from Croagh is very good, to be fair. Probably could have gotten a free there. Maybe there was I suppose there was a suspicion of a loose hand being used there, maybe gone in by one of the Croagh defenders. But they're working very hard. Getting plenty of numbers back. and they break forward with purpose then when they get it. And you can see the kind of football background as well, because a lot of the time they're playing with 2 and 3 forwards, men back the field, get the ball and move it as quickly as possible.
Yeah, Hickey comes back and recycles it to Mead. The touch comes away, and there's a chance of a shot. A good block there by number 10. That's Brian Clifford. Skewed it well to the right, or to the left and wide, as Ryan O'Neill goes very long with the puck out inside that Croagh 45, picked up now this time by O'Connor, Rory O'Connor that is. He sends it back to Quaid, but it's spilled. But handling mishap so far. Back to Nicky Quaid. He has 1 from 1 so far. Is it 2 from 2? It is not. The Effin supporters thought it was good, but didn't have the trajectory correct, and a 4th wide now for Effin. Working it through the lines. You mentioned football there, Mark. They're doing it there nicely with a couple of very short hand passes. Ball popped inside to O'Carroll. O'Carroll thought about the shot, comes back and hands it in 1-on-1 now. Chance for the other O'Carroll. That's Seamus O'Carroll. Does well. Blocked down well there, and Nicky Quaid was part of that, and a word now, if not more than a word, it could be a card. It was a bit of a careless use of the hurley, I'd say, would be the definition of that one. Frustration maybe from O'Carroll that he lost the chance, and he's pleading his case as anyone would. But Kieran Gannett goes to the book, and it's Cartabui for O'Carroll. Yeah, a bit very loose with the hurley, I think he was, to be fair. The ball was gone out of his sight, and he just kind of swiped across. So
momentum, ref, as a good corner forward would say.
yeah, well, you can stop the momentum too, can't you? But not in that case, as the long ball from the goalkeeper is gathered, and Shanaher gets on it, does well, sends it inside again. Lenihan off the shoulder, and again they're moving it through the lines. Well, lovely little defensive work by, was it Paddy O'Donovan? No, it wasn't. It was one of the other players. Is Quaid, Tommy Quaid, that is, gets on it, and now it's Rory O'Connor. Sends it inside, just spilled there by Killian O'Riordan. Let's see the second it came off his hand, of frustration in him, but here comes Andrew Mead. Pops off the hand pass. Nothing doing with the challenge after, and Mead is just, well, where's that gone? It's gone over the bar. I was watching the boys off the ball. They're still going at it. And it was Cian O'Carroll, wasn't it? Yeah, the number 12. It was indeed. Good score. I had to catch the action replay, I'll be honest, but puts Croagh Kilfinny back into the lead. And again, a lot of that short passes, when it comes off, it looks great, doesn't it, Mark? And it certainly worked there for Croagh Kilfinny.
Yeah, absolutely, and they seem to be even from sharp puck outs.
There's a chance back at the other end, and I think he likes that one. Does Killian O'Riordan, wearing the number 8 jersey, found himself in the centre forward position, and a very quick response, and we're level once again. We've been level, what are we now, 4 times already in the opening 22 minutes of action. So nip and tuck in McNeville Park is back underway. O'Donovan is there, but loses his footing, and McMahon can come away with a diagonal ball towards the forward Lanigan. The referee says the ball was played fairly, as Clive Doherty picks it, and Clive Doherty strikes straight over the posts, and 2 in a row for Effin, puts them back in front. Lovely score, and he can do the defensive work and the attacking work, can Clive Doherty. Good, nice score. Back at the other way, Nicky Quaid pleading his innocence. Lost the hurley on the way. I think he was saying that it was clean over the shoulder, but referee says that he fouled O'Carroll, and he'll have a free just outside the 45. Yeah,
but I suppose going back to maybe Croag's style of play, even from sharp puck outs, they're managing to get out quite easily, and I suppose Effin will be disappointed about that, because when you're coming across a team that likes to go through the lines and likes to short pass and that kind of stuff, your work rate has to be through the roof, and that's one aspect that I'm sure Effin will not be happy with in the first half, because the way Croagh work the ball, they're giving the opposition loads of chances for turnovers, but because Effin aren't working hard enough, they're just not managing to turn them over as often as they'd like. So that's maybe something that they'll look at half time.
Absolutely, yeah. Nice score there by O'Carroll, brings it to 7 apiece, and Effin go short with their puck out this time, and carrying it outside the 45 is Mark Mullins, and he goes long, but strength of numbers, I see 6 blue jerseys in a very, very tight space as they work it out to Seamus Hickey. And Hickey does well, carries it. Referee says no foul and you'll play on. And the chance for Lanigan to get on it. The touch is good, gets it into his paw. That's the jink inside, but referee again, nothing doing, allowing the physical stakes rise, I think, as this contest goes on. And a good clearance by Nicky Quaid, so it'll be a fight for possession beneath it. It's going to break inside for O'Donovan. O'Donovan, can he get it into his hand? He can. Takes on his man, has to jink back. O'Donovan, and that's over the bar from Paddy O'Donovan. Half sniff of a goal, I think, when his eyes lit up when it came over the full back. And good defending though by Owen Barry. Just stood his man up, didn't foul him, and O'Donovan had to settle with the point. But back underway, Andrew Mead and caught it 3 times and throws the slitter away and has lost a few metres as well. So
again, Croagh actually doing very well from the puck out. It's their own puck out. Look, they're overloading one side the odd time. Sometimes they're going short the midfielder, and it's a good puck out then from Dave Lynch finding his man. When they go short, they seem to be able to get out fairly easy as well. Unfortunately for them, that time just over carrying has conceded the free. Effin again will be disappointed when they turn the ball over, especially down their own forward line. Most of the time they have a +1. Nicky Quaid is free a lot of the time. Croagh seem to be withdrawing a lot of men, and outside of, when you have a situation like that, a +1 at the back, as we saw last Sunday, everyone else can press as hard as they want because you have that insurance policy at the back, but they're not doing that. They're off at a good bit, 5 and 6 yards off Seamus Hickey there the last time he got the ball, and that's something they'll really have to look at half time. They're just a little bit passive and playing like a team that's going zonal rather than going man for man, and like Nicky Quaid's free there at the back. Or at the moment you have Alan Byrne is the loose man now. Yeah,
O'Donovan's free just sailed off to the right, and a 5th wide and all for the men from South Limerick is back underway. We're going to recycle it to the goalkeeper, and O'Neill opens the shoulders. There's a bit of a one-on-one battle here, but touched inside by O'Connor. That's Rory O'Connor, but picked up well by Barry Lenihan. Haven't seen too much of him so far. Lovely ball inside, but Nicky Quaid doesn't need to be given a second opportunity to put in a block like that on Seamie Lenihan. And again, Effin have it back. They're going to recycle it here now. Chance to deliver one inside. It's an inviting one. Does well, does O'Donovan. Onto the left. O'Donovan's effort is going to drop, I'm pretty sure it is, and it's caught well and easily inside by Dave Lynch, and he sends it out to Owen Barry. Barry will be wise to use it here now, and he does indeed to Shanaher. And Shanaher's been just neat and tidy in possession, very little drama, just keeps it moving as that ball is carried and sent in by Jack Lennon. He asks for movement inside, but sends it all the way up to the top corner of the field, and not much Seamus O'Carroll can do with that one.
Yeah, Effin will be more, be happier with that, because Jack Lennon was forced to hit the ball because he'd no option to get to anyone off there's no one off his shoulder. And you can see what happens then when the ball goes long. Effin have an extra man, so they'll have to work harder and make sure that happens more often.
Yeah, one line ball leads to another, as is sometimes the case. The Croagh Kilfinny management headed up by James Hall of Ballybrown, while Effins is headed up by Adrian Barrett. He was in charge last year as well, and that run to the semi-final as Nicky Quaid gets on it into traffic, does well though, and passes it away. The game being played at close quarters here, an old-fashioned pull on the ball there. You don't see that too often anymore. And recycle now eventually. Referee says there's a late hit there after the hand pass was played by James Lanigan, and the net result is going to be a free on the 65. Just a bit of a simmering there. Did you see much in it there, Mark?
No, I wasn't much in that, no. In fairness to James, he got up straight away, but minimal contact there, I would say.
Yeah, Fergal O'Connor wisely doesn't plead his case, just walks away and leaves it at the free, So.
Yeah, not a whole lot in that, no, to be fair. But, in fairness to James, got straight up, didn't make a meal out of it, and a chance for Croagh again now to put the sides level.
Not an awful lot in it. I think I'll agree with you on that one. As this is the first of 4 games this weekend in the Lyons of Limerick County Premier Intermediate Championship. I'll give you the runs in a second as Cian O'Carroll from the 65 with the free. Lovely score, and ties it up 8 apiece. Very little to separate these sides, as your scoreboard would suggest, but even then there's been no one has got a clean run, and O'Carroll, can he do it from the free? He can't do it from play. Ooh, nearly dropped into the net there, but thankfully for Ryan O'Neill, it spilled in front of him as Shanaher looks to cover the distance across there, but beaten to it by Rory O'Connor. And O'Connor sends it inside to Quaid. Fight for possession. Bodies on the turf again. It's Fergal O'Connor on it this time. Does well. Referee stopped the game for a head injury. I think it's Tommy Quaid who's upended.
Yeah.
And hopefully he's okay. Physio's in, and good sensible refereeing. There's no point in anyone getting hurt there this evening when it's needless. So looked like Effin had the ball. But just to bring everyone up to speed, the other games in the group this weekend, Granabal and Gary are playing Glenrue in Kilmallock, 7 p.m. tomorrow, Friday, in that one. And in Bruff on Saturday, another game which will be brought to you by Stream Sport on Limerick GATV will be Gary Spillane versus South Liberties. Another game throwing in at 7 p.m. That one in Bruff. So the Bouncers beaten in last year's Premier Intermediate final, and South Liberties relegated from the Senior Championship after I think 15 seasons at the grade. So their first game at the Premier Intermediate grade, as it were. And the other game on Sunday evening is Blackrock and Bruff in a South Limerick Derby, 7 p.m. in Knocklang for that one. So back underway. It's turned over. There was an indirect free, as it were. So ball sent inside 2-on-2. Seamus O'Carroll can't get his hurley to it. It's good defending so far by Robert Cagney. He's been impressive, I think, so far. A couple of good blocks, and hasn't really been beaten to all that much, it's fair to say. Looking to run it here now is Fergal O'Connor gets on it, strike hitting it high. He kind of just threw it a little bit too far away from himself, didn't he? And when you do that, you're not really in full control. And
probably not the natural instincts of a forward, and even ran away from the goals as well. Like could a lot more time than he thought. Could have brought it in a lot closer in the middle, I think.
Yeah, chance now at you and Dylan a bit more central, but again the net result is the same, and I think that's 7 wides each, 8 scores each. So very, very little. I think 1 yellow each as well, if I'm not mistaken. So will we be still there come the 68th minute or so? Nicky Quaid has pointed out by Mark, just playing a little bit of a free roll, and that allows him to pick up the pieces there as there's a firm race for possession. Rory O'Connor is going to win it though. He's looking for options. Comes back to the number 10, that's Brian Clifford, and Clifford's effort is good play by Rory O'Connor. Sensible enough, brings it back to Brian Clifford, much better angle, and there is the half-time whistle. Just like that, the 30 minutes have gone. So Brian Clifford ensures an interval lead, 9 points to 8 for the men in green and white. And just to sum it up for us, Mark, what do you think we've seen there over the last 30 minutes or so?
Clash of styles, really, I think, Tom. You know, the Croagh like to build that ball into the middle third and deliver it then from the platform. Sometimes overly defensive, I would say, especially with the mobility they have. They could commit more bodies forward. Effin probably on the other side, then they like to let the ball go, but sometimes they're letting the ball go maybe a little bit too deep, which allows Croagh's +1 to get on the ball a little bit. So yeah, I think they both have work-ons at half-time. Maybe Croagh would want to be getting that ball into their full forward line, which looks dangerous, a little quicker. As well as that, Seamus Hickey and James Lanigan, like they're showing up well, and Effin, I think they really need to get Fergal O'Connor and Paddy Donovan on the ball a little bit more. But both sides will be relatively happy at half-time, and we'll be expecting an improvement in the second half. Okay, so half-time here in McNeville Park. It's Effin leading 9 points to 8. We'll be back for second half very shortly. For that particular play, but now it's the number 12, Cian O'Carroll, out just on that 20-metre line, looks for it. The umpires like it, and Cian O'Carroll likes absolutely, it. And to be fair to Seamus, another guy that really looks after himself and a very diligent trainer in that.
It's a great score, great score. And we've seen him in clean possession. Jinks one way, then the other opens the shoulders. Nicky Quaid, umpires like it. Oh yes, Nicky Quaid. Ball up when it goes to go. There's Nicky Quaid, takes it well, and hand passes off to Fergal O'Connor, and O'Connor doesn't hesitate, gets the strike away and sends it away. Gives it into Andrew Mead, another one on the Limerick senior football panel, and Andrew Mead uses his speed and about 60 metres from goal, but plus the angle makes it a bit more, but little doubt about it. Once he left his hurl, chance at it, comes inside and flicks it back to Cian O'Carroll, and O'Carroll, that would be an easy one. Cian O'Carroll, good brothers anyway, but Lanigan comes out with it, sends it in nicely to Lanigan, despite the block, has split the post wonderfully. It's off the hand pass, nothing doing with the challenge after, and Mead has just Well, where's that gone? It's gone over the bar.
Yeah, absolutely, and they seem to be even from sharp puckouts.
There's a chance back at the other end, and I think he likes that one. Does Killian O'Riordan. Forward Lanigan. The referee says the ball was played fairly as Clive Doherty picks it, and Clive Doherty strikes straight over.
That's the way Croagh work the ball. They're giving the opposition loads of chances for turnovers, but because Effin aren't working hard enough, they're just not
Break inside for O'Donovan. O'Donovan, can he get it into his hand? He can. Takes on his man, has to jink back. O'Donovan, and that's over the bar from the Intermediate Championship. I'll give you the runs in a second as Ian O'Carroll from the 65 with the free. Lovely score, and looking for options. Comes back to the number 10, that's Brian Clifford, and Clifford's effort is good. Good play by Rory O'Connor. Very welcome back to this Lyons of Limerick Premier Intermediate Hurling Championship Flash. Half-time break continuing, but Effin back from the dressing room with that slender 9 points to 8 advantage over Croagh Kilfinny, who are yet to emerge from the changing rooms. It's Tom Clancy and Mark Foley here for the second half of this one. And as we noted at half-time, a bit of a breeze was blowing with Effin in that first half. They elected to play from left to right with that wind, and that gave them the slender advantage at half-time with the late point from Brian Clifford. And Mark, we'll come back to this game in a second, but hot on everyone's lips this week has been the All-Ireland Senior Hurling Championship final. As I mentioned, and as everyone I'm sure knows, Limerick not at the party last year, not at the party this year, but we were treated to a most astonishing second half performance with Tipperary, and credit to them, they were worthy winners on the day.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt about that, Tom. They were fantastic in the second half, and they were magnificent, I suppose, in all aspects of their performance. But I suppose aided and abetted, to be fair, by a complete capitulation by Cork. I know it happened to us in '94, but I suppose that was a 5-minute collapse. This was literally a 30-minute collapse, and I suppose a lot of soul searching in Cork. I'd feel very sorry for the management. I know they made mistakes on the line, and a lot of people will point to that, but I suppose it's really down to the players in a situation like that when things are going against you. Maybe if decisions are going against you, or you're not making the right decisions on the sideline as well, it's really up to the players to wrest control of the thing then and to show a bit of leadership. And I suppose there was no real leadership from the Cork players, unfortunately, on the field last Sunday. And to be fair, those problems are probably there for the last number of years. Going back to under 21, under 20 finals, and certainly a long winter ahead on Lee's side.
Yeah, absolutely. We're back underway here, and immediately Croagh Kilfinny trying to deliver a second half performance of their own as they win a free here. Keane O'Carroll with 6 points in that opening half. Missed one or two as well, but has certainly set the tone in terms of the scoring for them. But a big second half here. It is 2 points of a possible 14, I suppose, but it is very important to get off to winning ways in this group as O'Carroll levels this one up. And the 7 for him.
Yeah, James Lanigan there showing again. He's playing centre forward a lot of the time. He's on Nicky Quaid now, showing well for the ball, winning the ball and winning his free. So Croagh off to a good start to the second half.
Yeah, and former Young Hurler of the Year, Seamus Hickey, sends it in and to the right. You wouldn't know anything about that award, Mark, would you?
Fado. Last century, Tom. So we won't mention it.
Yeah, I wasn't long out of nappies myself now, but we'll leave it there. But ball up off the stick of Tom McMahon. And McMahon, brother to the great Martina, who we'd know so well from handball circles. Multiple All-Ireland and indeed world champion as Fergal O'Connor cuts it in. Comes off a stick, it's going to hold up. Grass to touch along here, Mark, this evening, isn't it? It's just it's not flowing like the championship we expect, but players getting on with it anyway. As ball carried out and
easy out again for Croagh. Yeah.
Owen D gets onto it, sends it in. There's a race for possession between the traditional 15 and 2. Seamus O'Carroll is looking for a free, doesn't get it, and Robert Cagney wisely playing to the whistle. Two Effin men collide, but were they nudged into it? I think they were. Nicky Quaid comes up with it and carries away. In fairness to him, he looks to be in fairly good fit form, but is tackled there on the way out and scramble again for possession. And referee says he's going to throw it in. And frustration for both teams, but big minutes, I suppose, in terms of setting the tone for the second half. And we've yet to see a side pull away. I think the largest lead of the match has been 2 points. So
yeah.
It's someone wants to try and put their stamp on it, don't they, in this third quarter?
Definitely. Good work then again from Croagh. Seamus then leading the charge and tackling hard. Putting big pressure on Nicky Quaid in possession of the sitter there, I think.
It's Nicky Quaid actually who's ended up on the turf. He went in for the throw in with John Wall, and Nicky thankfully is up and sitting.
Yeah, looks like his hand, I think.
Yeah, maybe just tangled and body ended up on top of it, but it's his right arm or wrist. But the Limerick record, a championship appearance holder, 3 All-Stars, and everything else besides on the team front. So what a warrior. I'm sure he'll look to go again for 2026. A little bit of unfinished business, Mark. I'd say that's probably difficult watch in the latter stage of the championship when Limerick weren't involved for those players.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think, to be fair, on any given day, you know, when all of those top teams, Limerick, I suppose, Cork, Tipperary, Kilkenny, when they hit Clare, obviously when they hit a day, they'd all be confident that they're good enough to win an All-Ireland. So definitely Limerick would be in that category and would be back stronger than ever next year.
Yeah, ball goes long from the free from Ryan O'Neill, and scramble there again. Blue and white jerseys to get on it, and Shanahan, I haven't seen him really strike the ball long yet. It's probably the longest he struck it all game, but goes straight to Nicky Quaid, and showing little ill effects from that incident, and gives it to his brother, and they work it a little bit of a triangle, and here is one Nicky Quaid, arrows it through the air, and Nicky Quaid from halfway gets his second of the contest. Lovely score, well worked. Eventually found a pocket of space and gets the shot away, but immediately before Mark can even come in to comment, the ball is back down in the Effin half back line, but they work it out to Tommy Quaid. He's played very deep this evening. As a race for possession inside, the referee playing an advantage, so they will come back as O'Donovan has a bit of a free. Oh, he jinks inside O'Donovan. He's another catch in hand. Referee doesn't like the challenge. It was the number 7, Jack Lenihan. I think we were already coming back for a free, and a bit of a frontal charge there on the forward. I'm sure he can have no complaints here. I think I just saw the replay there myself. He can have little complaints.
Yeah, shoulder to chest. There was actually no need to make the challenge. I suppose if he just made himself big and put his arms out, he could have wrapped him up. No need for the shoulder there, but unfortunately for him, it was shoulder to chest. And it was a good ball from Thomas Quaid inside. It was the first real decent ball that was into Patrick O'Donovan, and you can see the problems that Patrick creates when he gets a decent supply of ball. You know, turned his man inside and he's left, and yeah, that's it. It's definitely yellow. About that.
Yeah, well, the helmet's off and now the boot's off, so he could have twisted his ankle. You wouldn't know as well. It's a big hit, but he's just reassessing himself, or resetting himself, I should say. And as I said already, a reminder that on Saturday evening, South Liberties versus Gary Spillane. Promises to be a humdinger. That's in Bruff from 7 p.m. John Keogh and Andrew O'Shaughnessy on commentary duty for that one. So if you haven't got your season pass, now would be the time to do it. We'll have 4 senior games next week, all 3 in Group 1 and 1 from Group 2. So plenty of hurling to be streamed over the next few weeks and months. We already had a cracking football game last week between Newcastle West and Mungret St. Paul's. So equally tight really so far here this evening.
You can see for that delivery as well there, Tom. First half, when Effin had the wind, they were landing a little bit further down. Instead, they were going for scores even from around the 45. But they're you know, when the ball is in and around the 65, they're defending 65. They're looking to put the ball into space in front of the likes of Patrick O'Donovan and his
it actually might suit them a little bit better, doesn't it?
Yeah, definitely. You know, it definitely suits the inside forwards a little bit better, because the deliveries are they're not going as far. So you'll probably see more of the Effin full forward line in the second half.
Okay, so here's O'Donovan dusts himself off. I'd like to think now we're going to have a couple of minutes of additional time at the end of it, and 2-point lead for Effin now established after O'Donovan adds another, his 4th in all, 3 of them from place balls, as puck out from Dave Lynch, very very long, right to the top of the D, broken down, no blue and white there, jersey on it, but no one can put their hurley and indeed hand on it as Cian O'Carroll gets on it. O'Carroll sensibly looks back towards his centre back, that's Barry Lenihan, moves it on to Shanahan off the left, a bit of a snapshot, brilliantly struck. Didn't need much room, didn't need much backlift, and split the post, and an immediate response. A bit like we've seen so many times in this game, score at one end, immediately reply to the other. Absolutely,
yeah, some good play there. I think initially from Cian Carroll, and then maybe out to, I'm not sure, was it Shamie Lennon or Barry Lennon, out to Shanahan, and a good finish.
Yeah. Again, the blue and white come up with it as Jack Lenihan, yellow carded a few minutes ago, gives it on to O'Carroll. He's blocked down there by Tommy Quaid, and it'll be a line ball for Croagh Kilfinny. Of course, McNeville Park named after one of their famous sons. Played with Croagh and indeed played intercounty hurling with Limerick and Dublin many moons ago. But, it's just a short little hop from them, from Croagh and Kilfinny, to be here in McNeville Park. Cian O'Carroll, again, he's blocked down. Just didn't get a manoeuvre enough space for himself. Breaks onto it. Is that Seamus Hickey? Indeed it is. It wins, he's free. Arm in over the shoulder. And it's going to be an opportunity for this game to be levelled up once again.
Yeah, again, Seamus, even though, he's shoving on in year, is still very, very mobile, showed a good turn of pace there. And I suppose when Croagh, when they take on that Effin rear guard, they're definitely causing problems and getting frees. And again, another example of that, and another chance for Cian to put it over the bar. Cian
O'Carroll has very little in his routine, from what I can see anyway. It's certainly not the Darragh McCarthy job, but just puts it down, lifts it and strikes it, and he ties us up again. There's Croagh starting to get on top in around that half back line in the last few minutes, but on this occasion they can't gather it, and there's a line ball to be taken by the team captain, Tommy Quaid. Would have played with Limerick a little over a decade ago now. I'm sure a proud moment for the Quaid family to see the two Quaids lining out, lining out together for Limerick. Line ball not gathered, and again strength in numbers for Croagh back there. Bit like a hot potato. A lovely little hand pass out of the traffic, and Barry Lenihan gets on it, sends it straight down inside for Seamus O'Carroll. Looks to turn his man, but the ball is moved away. There's a pull on there, and referee is going to stop it for the head injury. In fairness to Seamus O'Carroll, I think he had eyes for the ball. Let's have a look at it again ourselves here, but pulled on by the full back. And yeah, I think that momentum word again, Mark, I think that's fair to say.
Yeah,
no malice in that.
No malice at all, and both went for the ball and went full-blooded for the ball. Unfortunately, the Effin full-back Aidan O'Shea came out the worst there, in that he was bending down when he made contact with the ball, and Seamus O'Carroll came in a little bit higher, and he got probably the full... Again, it was the shoulder into the face. Completely accidental, no question or doubt about that. Two players going 100% committed for the ball, and just Aidan O'Shea, unfortunately, coming out the worse for wear in that challenge.
In fact, it's Alan Byrne.
Sorry, Alan Byrne.
We've all been there.
I'm looking at the Croagh fullback, Alan Byrne, and it was Seamus O'Carroll, and nothing untoward or malicious about that challenge at all. Just two very honest players going for the ball with full intent.
Yeah, I wonder though, we rarely see players pulling on the ball. I wonder did even James O'Carroll think he was going to maybe pick it and was a chance to get in a bit of a flick, but it's rare even nowadays that fellas pull on the ball, even for a little flick like that. It's the tendency is to rise it, isn't it?
That's it, or even cover the ball and put your back to the player and bend down and take the ball. I suppose a lot of coaches would consider pulling on the ball now as giving away possession in the modern game.
Yeah, if there's a fellow over there with a clipboard, he might be marking a fellow down for that. But anyway, the full back is up, the ball is delivered long, it's breaking inside there, and you'd feel now whoever can grasp the needle and get the next couple of scores could look like winners, or indeed a goal in this what has so far been a low scoring contest. Would be a huge score, as Croagh just about get it away at the concession of a line ball, as the midfielder Gillian O'Riordan gets on it, looking for options, cuts it. It doesn't go too high, but it's broken off a Croagh jersey. I think that's Adam Shanaher again. Sorry, in fact it was Jamie Lenihan, and this work back here, arrowed inside, and look for this ball. They haven't had too much clean possession. They do now. 1-on-1, Nicky Quaid looking to stop him. It's the corner forward John Wall just can't get his pass away, and good defending again by that full back line from Effin. They've been exceptional, and Effin looked to come up the other end as Rory O'Connor gets on it, plants his feet, but sends it to the right and wide. Another missed opportunity. We've had too many since the interval, to be fair, but ball sent back down to the other end. Again, good defending. I've liked the look of this cornerback Robert Cagney. He's defended very well for Effin, and he does so again there, just marshalling his man out of the way, but they've coughed it up again. Chance from a difficult angle for Cian O'Carroll, and O'Carroll's effort, both umpires decide to wave it wide. It wasn't that far wide, lads, but narrowly to the right and wide. We'll be hoping for to speak to our man of the match after the game. Who that will be, we will decide in the next 20 minutes or so. So we have a small delay in play, the referee coming in with one of the sub slips. So Seamus O'Carroll, wearing 15, has been replaced. And in his place, wearing 17, is Dennis Lenihan, another one of the joint captains. So Lenihan on, O'Carroll off, and Croagh looking for something a little bit different. Lenihan looks to be playing a little bit deeper, and he's out, going to get on the ball immediately here. Lenihan from the centre of the field opens up the shoulders. Where's it going to go? Don't think that's going to be on target. No, it's not. But no one from Effin picking him up. That would be a concern. As puck out again, loose play there, and a chance for Rory O'Connor. O'Connor likes it, the umpires like it, and that's the response.
Yeah,
12-11 ahead.
So Rory, yeah, very loose from the puck out there from Croagh. He'll be disappointed with that, and Rory obviously won his ball in the air, and a good finish there after I suppose a wide he wouldn't have been happy with a couple of minutes previously.
Yeah, breaks the run of two in a row for Croagh Kilfinny. We've yet to see side score 4 times in a row in this contest, so that'll show you exactly why it's been nip and tuck. Shanaher gets on it, just about gets his hand pass away. Taking his eye off it momentarily there was Owen D, but he does well. It comes out to Lenihan, diagonally inside towards Mead, who's playing closer to goal now since that sub. He's plenty of speed, does well, turns his man and hand passes it back to Seamus Hickey, just outside the 45, lobs it into the sky, and a lovely score by Croagh Kilfinny. Good team move. Mead knew he was battled up, a bit like some of the Tipperary players last week. Give it to the guy in the better position, and they'll take those on all day.
Yeah, absolutely. And when Andrew Mead couldn't control the ball first time, they pounced on him on the second touch, and when he was surrounded, he gave a good pass to Seamus Hickey, and Seamus economically put it out over the bar without even taking another touch in the hurley. So yeah, good score from Croagh again, good use of the ball, very organised at the back, and whenever possible they look to get that diagonal ball into their forwards as much as possible.
Yeah, sub for Effin, number 22 Aaron Moffat has replaced 14 Conor Carney, who's exited stage left over on the far side. So Moffat in and straight into the full forward line, as both sides now rolling the dice with a sub apiece, as Fergal O'Connor looks to get onto his favourite right side. Little sharp pass inside, clever play, lovely shot there by Ewan Dillon, and Dillon, the number 12, Ewan Dillon, splits the posts for the 13 point for his side. Yeah,
and he gave the initial pass himself, to be fair, to Fergal O'Connor, and took the 1-2 and a great finish, obviously, there from Ewan Dillon.
Yeah, got himself in space, and that's where we've seen the scores today. When lads are able to move into the space, once they're picked out, they're certainly able to shoot, as Effin looked to try and get a bit of momentum in their play, as Fergal O'Connor sends it off the stick. It's called away from Fergal O'Connor. Unlike the first half, when Mark pointed out that he went away from goal, he steadied himself up there.
Although the strike, something similar, again off the back foot, kind of over the shoulder. That's one for the boys in the stand, but good finish, and things are starting to open up a small bit now.
Yeah, body's starting to tire a little bit, you'd feel, as that good full back play, but it breaks to Seamus Hickey, and Hickey again, 2 in a row for him for his side. Yeah, it is indeed. And Hickey splits the post, and again score. That's Croagh have done that so well this evening. They've replied to scores very, very quickly and very, very economically, as ball sent down the other way. Adam Shanaher, I should say, comes onto it with that white helmet, little flick inside. He's going running for the return, not going to get it though, as James Lanigan sends it, and it's going to go all the way to the right and wide. And I think they seem to get more joy when they bring it as far as their half forward line. I don't think shooting from distance is working for Croagh so far this evening.
Yeah, definitely. Well, wrong choice on that occasion from James Lanigan. He'll be disappointed with that finished.
Yeah, Shanaher looking to get on it, but Fergal O'Connor playing a little bit deeper on this occasion, gets on it, flicks it out to the right. Of course, we'll know this surface so well, but gives it off to Clive Doherty. Doherty inside to Rory O'Connor. O'Connor appeals for steps, but play on, and ball sent inside, but there's a chance for Aidan O'Shea. Will he get on? A lovely little roll flick, although he doesn't gather it. Oh, and he does well at the second attempt. He was in a bit of trouble there. Paddy O'Donovan ducks down underneath the number 7, Jack Lenihan, and Lenihan want to be careful. He's on a yellow, and he was very, very quick to protest, and in fact the referee has brought the ball in, making it a tap over free, but he'd be wise now to keep his mouth shut in the next few minutes.
Yeah. But very good control there from Patrick O'Donovan. Managed to control the ball. He had no right to win. Was going away from him. It looked like the advantage was with the Croagh full back, maybe Ed O'Shea. But Patrick managed to get a hurley in there and control it very well, and managed to manufacture the opportunity for himself. Won the free, and another good score from Effin. But yeah, things are definitely loosening up a bit, and scores are coming, a little bit more often than they were in the first quarter of the second half.
O'Donovan with the free, puts 2 between them again. What response to Croagh have? Nicky Quaid goes down. He's not used to fellas coming in off the back of him, but doesn't do much to. Oh well, it's come to Hickey. Hickey is fouled by Quaid, and Quaid is not happy with that decision. But again, Hickey has been he's been putting his hand up in the last few minutes. He's carrying the fight for Croagh.
He's actually, when Croagh have started to go direct from their own puck out, Seamus has come into the game a lot more now. What's happening there is Nicky Quaid is stepping back there about maybe 10-15 yards to contest the high ball. Seamus is just dropping off in front of him and picking up the break. So I suppose it's really a matter of communication for Effin to make sure that their midfielders are in the position that Seamus is picking up for those breaks.
Yeah, ball knocked over the bar by Cian O'Carroll, puts a point between them again. It is 15-14 as we'll just get our scoreboard corrected there, but we are back to a 1-point game. Looking to level it again. Here is Hickey again. What'll he do from here? Takes on his former Limerick teammate, but referee says there is a foul in there. I'm not sure who was against. Was it against Nicky Quaid or was it someone else? There's 3 Effin men pleading innocence. A chance to tie it up at 15 apiece. So
yeah, perhaps the initial challenge from Clive Doherty maybe there is what was the the referee was blowing for, or allowed a small advantage then, and when none accrued, decided to come back for the free. But yeah, Seamus Hickey definitely carrying the fight to Effin in the last 10 minutes or so, showing good leadership, and another chance now for Cian O'Carroll.
Yeah, he scored 2 and won 2 frees, and Cian O'Carroll has knocked this one over, so we are level again. 15-15, 30 score split right down the middle, and a chance for one of these sides to gather it. Fergal O'Connor gets the ball, but the whitewash beats him, and frustration for Effin. Their puck outs haven't been maybe as effective as they'd like. Maybe Croagh probably winning that battle in terms of their own puck out.
Yeah, and they're a
bit more effective.
Yeah, we're back to the old chestnut there. Rising a ball by the sideline. I suppose the right decision there.
Bring back ground hurling. That's what I'm hearing there, Mark.
Well, just leave it. You're giving away possession if you rise the ball beside the sideline because you're giving away a line ball. You're going to be hooshed over the line, and that's exactly what happened there.
Yeah, chance the sub linking up, and a chance for Rory O'Connor to split the post.
No,
he has not. He's wide on the near side from his point of view. Good link up play though with Aaron Moffat wearing 22, but the finish doesn't match the build up, and Dave Lynch opens the shoulders, goes long inside that 45. Easy enough defended though by the number 9. It's Sean Canning, but Croagh Kilfinny have it. It'll be a big start to this championship for them. The shot coming off the stick of John Wall, not the sweetest looking strike, not the sweetest connection, and unfortunately for him it tails to the right and wide as Effin decide then they're going to go short. But again, they haven't done much with the second passage of play, and the ball comes back now to Shanaher. Going to step onto his left, steps outside Nicky Quaid. Shanaher, where's it going? Umpires have a bit of a think about it, and then again just to that outside that right hand post, and the chances slipping by for Croagh to just get their nose in front as Shamie Lenihan gets on it. Hand passes it off to Owen D, and they've worked the triangle quite well. Here's Dennis Lenihan inside. It's kind of 3-on-3 inside there. The ball comes off the stick of John Wall, but Effin can gather it. Scramble for possession there. Mead gets on it. Mead has the advantage, sends it inside. Here's a chance for O'Carroll. Keeper comes out. What's the referee doing? He's giving a penalty. I think it was a frontal charge by the goalkeeper, Dave Lynch. The advantage from the first play, it was a foul on Andrew Mead. Ball worked across to Cian O'Carroll, and without hesitation the referee Kieran Gannett has indicated a penalty. Huge moment coming up, Mark.
Yeah, big moment. I think it was initially Alan Byrne. I think might have won the ball on the 14 and around the 21. Had an opportunity to hand pass it, but was turned over, and that's what created the opportunity for Croagh. Yeah. You see Alan Byrne coming out with it there, I think, and turned over again. Andrew Mead got on the ball, showed a good turn of pace, straight through goal, good pass into Cian O'Carroll. Yeah, actually, if the goalie didn't make any contact, it was quite comfortable for.
Yeah, we'd have just coming back for a free. I think it was he had the hand up anyway for a foul on Mead.
The initial advantage that was given after a foul on Andrew Mead, but
and a yellow card there for for the goalkeeper. So there I mentioned penalties when Nicky Quaid is around, but it's not him facing it on this occasion. It is Ryan O'Neill, and who's going to take it? Only Cian O'Carroll. Bit of gamesmanship going on there from Mark Mullins, having a quick word with Cian O'Carroll, wishing him the best of luck, I'm sure. But big moment now. I did mention what a goal could do in this game, and we're 6 minutes from time as it struck beautifully into this corner of the net. Nothing the goalkeeper could do. Cian O'Carroll dispatches that to the net, the number 12, and nonchalantly just strolls back into his position. So a 3-point lead at this juncture is big, and Effin looking to come up with the response. The next score, you feel, could be a big one. Could Croagh put 4 between them? They have the possession. Can they work it up the field and do that? They work it out. Good harassing there by Effin. They work it out to number 12, and Shanahan gets back on the cover, and the net result will be a line ball to Effin. Very well dispatched penalty, Mark, wasn't it?
Yeah, great finish, to be fair, and he's been very good from place balls all day long. So yeah, goalie had no chance really there, to be fair, into the corner, right hand corner, no chance, and well struck. And it's been a good performance so far from Cian O'Carroll, but certainly with the guts of probably 6.5 minutes to go, that looks like being a very decisive blow for Croagh Kilfinny. Yeah,
what do Effin have left in the tank? The line ball isn't good, but again, it's scrappy play as James Lanigan gets on it. Can't clear his lines though, and the referee says there's a chop in there, and a chance for Effin to reply to that goal, and this will just cut it back to 2 though. So big moment, and Mark, just keep in mind player of the match as we tick towards that 60-minute mark. Don't spoil it for the viewers, but
the suspense,
yeah. But we'll hope to have a word with that, whoever that is, in a few minutes, as well as O'Donovan doesn't waste time in coming over to take this free. Apparently gets this one right, and I think he has. Keeps it inside that left post, back to 2 points.
Yeah, so next score is going to be very important here. Good finish there from Patrick O'Donovan, and we'll see what Effin can muster after this now, but certainly they'd want to be getting the next score and to keep their interest right up to the finish. But certainly Croagh in the last maybe 10 minutes or so seem to have gotten a foothold. Since they've gone direct, I think it's probably has caused problems for Effin, in that Seamus Hickey is getting onto that breaking ball, and it's been very effective, and he's brought other forwards into it as well, and certainly the last 10 minutes has been very, very good for Croagh. So big questions now ahead for Effin, and can they respond? Yeah,
Mike Ray wearing 17 has come in for them. Clive Doherty wearing 5, I believe, has exited the field of play. So Effin win this puck out deep in their own half. However, Tommy Quaid, is he running out of space? He is. He's flicked it out over the line, and I think chancing his arm there. I think it was certainly off his stick last, although there's protests aplenty going on there. I think he just scooped it up. Did he? Was it off him last? What do you think?
Hard to make out there now, but to me it was a Croagh, because I didn't see any contact from Croagh. It looked like it's an Effin or a Croagh line ball.
Joe Mulcahy deciding that's the way it's going, and decent crowd in from what I can see in the stand here. As the line ball is caught, where's it going? Oh, beautiful, Cian O'Carroll. Well, very few of the line balls have made much impact this evening, and Cian O'Carroll maybe saving one of the best to last. Beautiful score, puts 3 between them, and as Mark said, it was a big score needed next, and a bit of daylight still between the sides as Croagh look to put a little bit of insurance now on top of that 3-point margin. 2 back there for Effin, 1 up for Croagh, and it's the 2 who win it. Mark Mullins sends it out to the number 17. That's Mike Ray, and Ray will carry with the advantage. In fact, it's now the fullback Alan Byrne. The advantage is now over after Hurley, sends it inside, and there is the spare man, and it's the number 7, Jack Lenihan, opens the shoulders, It's going to be a one-on-one inside. O'Carroll switches hands, gathers at the second attempt. O'Carroll, what's he done with it? He's put it over the bar. Cian O'Carroll, well, he scored a penalty. He scored a couple of numerous frees, line ball, and another one from play now. He's certainly led the charge in the scoring stakes, alongside maybe Seamus Hickey as well. And 4 points between them. First time in the contest we've had Patrick O'Donovan, unsurprisingly, the target here, and he's upended there. And dare I say it, a good foul from a Croagh point of view, a long way from goal, and you know they won't want to concede a point, but conceding a point at this stage is not going to be detrimental to them.
Absolutely, I suppose Croagh being pragmatic, giving away a foul out by the 40 between 45 and 21 out by the sideline, so no real danger of conceding a goal from this position. But by the same token, a very important free for Effin to leave one score in it.
No, and he hasn't. He's cut it across the goals. Says O'Donovan, a little bit unlike him, you must say, but. A wide ball, 4 points in it. We're not sure. We will have a couple of minutes. We did have a lot of disruption in that. We'll say that first 15 minutes of this second half. So, be interested to see what Kieran Gannagh will add on. We've 60 seconds by my watch, and indeed the clock on your screen, left to play here at McNeville Park. And Effin desperate now in search of a couple of scores. Croagh know that another point or two could seal it for them. They work the ball back. Here's Meade. He's blocked well by Fergal O'Connor. And O'Connor scrambles for three men, end up on the turf. Mike Ray gets handed the ball. I sneaky feeling he might have thrown that out of the ruck there. Good block by Dennis Lennon, the joint captain. He's added something since he's come on, I think it's fair to say.
Yeah, definitely. And I suppose a feature of Croagh's play, it has to be said, is their work rate, their pressure on the ball when Effin are in possession has been notable, and another turnover there for them.
Yeah, ball on the turf, and it's certainly suiting Croagh that it's there. Shanahan though will come up with it. Shanahan passes it off to Seamus Hickey. Ball needs to be down to the right hand side, Seamus, that's where you want it. And it's Tom McMahon who gets on it. McMahon from the centre of the field splits the post, and dare I say it, Croagh Kilfinny nearly looking certain winners, as referee didn't indicate if puck out could be taken. We're going to go back for the puck out. 5 points in it all of a sudden, and that was a big moment, that penalty. It nearly goes without saying, but in fairness, it needed scoring, and it has put the daylight between these sides, as Ryan O'Neill was powerless to prevent it going into that corner. So it goes straight up the middle. Pulled on there. Shanahan almost had it. Quaid thought he had it, and Shanahan, he's showed boundless energy. Races up the middle. He has a man off the shoulder and sensibly gives it off to Owen D. Long way from where he's used to. D though plants the feet straight through the posts, and I'd say you might be saying to James Hall and company, lads, you can send me up the field a little bit further.
Yeah, Croagh full running now, a very fit team to be fair, a lot more mobile at this stage than Effin anyway, and seem to be finishing very, very strongly. So it looks like a very, very impressive performance from Croagh. The longer the game has gone on, the better they've become, and they'll be looking to carry that form into the next match from the start.
Yeah, Enda Kelly wearing 19 has replaced Killian O'Riordan for Effin. So they've rolled the dice once more, and I think it looks like there's a man indeed. There is a man on for Croagh Kilfinny. It's Dara O'Carroll. Not quite sure. It's the number 13 who's making way. John Wall battled the way up there. I'm not sure. I don't think he was on the score sheet, but the sub has come in and just helping run down the clock. We're 90 seconds over the allotted 60. So Effin will know now it's green flags or no joy, you'll feel. It sends inside. O'Donovan gets it, pulled it out of the sky brilliantly. O'Donovan is going to get a free here, and brilliant take in the air. Just see it there again on our monitor. Yeah, lovely left paw up for it, and tried to go through.
Not easy to get through there, no. Because as I was looking at it there in the delivery, I think Croagh had two forwards inside their own half of the field. So again, just putting as many men behind the ball as they possibly can to make it difficult for Croagh to score a goal, because literally at this stage now they need a goal to have any chance of coming out.
Two quick goals, and could be this be the first one. Scuttles in there. Oh, where's it going? Umpire's having a look. Just about scrambled away, and O'Donovan's effort will yield nothing. Ball sent perfectly down to that end line, and they'll fight away for it up there, but it's good cover play by Alan Byrne, and Byrne sends it up to Fergal O'Connor. O'Connor's effort inside. It's again a sea of blue back there. They're just trying to get that ball to ground and then trying to get it to hand and break out. And here comes Jack Lenihan. Lenihan does so well. Lenihan hand passes it off to Shanaher. I've been very impressed by him this evening. Lovely stick work by him. He's going to get it back. He has scored already. Oh, lovely recycled play. Just a little bit overcooked for Seamus Hickey. And Hickey's little flick on the ball. Just overcooked. But ball down at the right end of the field if you're a Croagh Kilfinny man, that's where you want it, all the way down here. And Effin can do very little about this one. Defeat looking more inevitable by the second. Nicky Quaid does well, turns, advantage coming, and Quaid sends it inside. There's no one really there. One of his own men is down, hurt at the edge of the D. Taken inside, is it? No. It's a good scrambled bit of defending by the number 17, Dennis Lenihan. And Seamus Hickey will get on it again. Hickey, is he going to plant the feet? No, he runs away from his man. And Hickey just adding another one. Beautiful stuff. And Hickey brings it to a goal and 20. It's 1-11 for them in the second half. In fact, 1-12. So they've certainly found their scoring touch in the second half as Effin bring on another substitute. That's Pierce O'Kelly. And they previously played up in Tyrone, of all places. As in he comes. Pretty sure it's Rory O'Connor on your screens who's the injured party. Looks to have done some serious damage to his ankle or maybe his calf, so hopefully he's okay. I hope it's not cramp, Mark, but possibly is. Effin's point of view, look, defeat is on the cards and they'd be frustrated. They never really stamped much authority on this. There was times where they played for a couple of minutes here and there, but never really looked like kind of pulling away from Croagh. Yeah, definitely. I think over the balance of the hour, Croagh were the better team by a stretch. I think Effin manfully tried to stay with them for most of the game, I suppose, and they did up to the penalty. But I suppose on the balance of play, Croagh created a lot of opportunities, a lot of overlaps, looked a lot more mobile, looked a little bit fitter, maybe a little bit younger, I'm not so sure. But definitely, I suppose, looking at the championship going forward, Croagh probably looked like that they will go from this and be in a stronger position the next day. Effin have a little bit of work to do, there's no doubt about that. Didn't get their better players on the ball enough. Maybe they might look at the structure of the team, maybe getting Fergal into O'Connor into a position where he's on the ball a little bit more. Patrick O'Donovan, something similar. So that'll be the challenge for them in the next game. Yeah, they go along in search of maybe what will be a late consolation score. O'Donovan still trucking away, not long as I said back from playing a bit of hurling in the States. Works it short. Seamus Hickey in there, good work by him. And Shanaher again is on it, pops it off. There's runners again, and there's that fitness that Mark showed out. It's coming to the fore, and another one from Seamus Hickey. I think that's his fourth, if not indeed his fifth. Brilliant stuff from him, brilliant stuff from Croagh. And there's a sub on the far side for Croagh Kilfinny as off goes Barry Lenihan wearing number 6, and in with the yellow helmet wearing the number 18 is another one of the Lenihans, Conor Lenihan. You can't move for Lenihans up in Croagh Kilfinny. A lot of Lenihans, alright, to be fair, and have made a great contribution to the club over the last number of years. But again, just to go back to the last score, Seamus Hickey, a camera copy of a lot of their scores. Load of bodies behind the ball, turned Effin over up in the opposing half of the field and break at pace, and they're breaking into 70-80 yards of space where they have the advantage in speed and fitness, and are managing to put the scores over the bar. So impressive performance from Croagh. Looked like a kind of a system-based team, so it's going to be interesting what opposition do. They're definitely going to have to make plans about how to deal with that, but we'll see how that develops as we go further into the competition. Yeah, 121-16 winners here, and look, it's an 8 point. It really swelled out the margin there with a few scores at the end. It was nip and tuck the whole way through. Effin, you were kind of touching on it there, Mark. Anyway, as we were nearly winding down. Look, they won't be too concerned. It is a 7-game championship, but the game did get away from them. As soon as that penalty went in, they didn't really have much of a response, unfortunately. Yeah, definitely. Again, you're going back to the, when Croagh kind of got the goal, they looked very comfortable after that once they got their noses in front. And to be fair, even before that, on the balance of play, looked to be playing the better hurling, had more of a spread of scores, had more of a spread of performers all over the field too. Effin were, even though they were doing okay on the scoreboard, were struggling in a number of positions. And for a finish then, when the game became stretched,
definitely struggled mobility-wise, and that's something they may have to look at going forward.
Yeah, no, Mark, it did spring it upon you halfway through the second half. The player of the match, who are you leaning for in this one?
Well, to be fair, I think in the last 20 minutes, I think Seamus Hickey was outstanding. He really came into the game in the last quarter. But I suppose over the balance of the hour, I think Cian O'Carroll gave an excellent performance there.
Yeah, 112, I think the lads are saying beside us here.
112, I think he got a goal from the penalty, threw a line ball in as well. I think he got 4 or 5 from play, and he was very good from free. So on the balance of the hour, I think Cian O'Carroll gave an outstanding performance and is well deserving of the man of the match.
Yeah, we'll try and grab a word with Cian. You can see him on your screen, but don't go away, folks, to keep the stream live. But thanks a million to Mark for joining us on this Stream Sport podcast, I should say, broadcast. We will have, as I said, the game on Saturday, which is South Liberties versus Gary Spillane. That'll be next up, but in the meantime, we will keep the stream live. We'll hope to catch a word with the man of the match, Cian O'Carroll. Thanks a million for your company, Mark. We'll be chatting to you again soon.
Thanks.
14, I suppose, but it is very important to get off to winning ways in this group as O'Carroll levels this one up, brother, and they work it a little bit of a triangle, and here is one Nicky Quaid arrows it through the air, and Nicky Quaid from halfway gets his second back towards his centre back. That's Barry Lenihan, moves it on to Shanaher off the left, a bit of a snapshot, brilliantly struck, didn't need much. It's puck out again, loose play there, and a chance for Rory O'Connor likes it. Goal now since that sub. Plenty of speed as well. Turns his man and hand passes it back to Seamus Hickey just outside the 45, lobs it into the sky, and look, straight into the goal forward line as both sides now rolling the dice with a sub apiece as Fergal O'Connor looks to get onto his favourite right side. Little short pass inside, clever play, lovely shot there by Ewan Dillon. Momentum in their play as Fergal O'Connor sends it off the stick. It's called away from Fergal O'Connor, but it breaks to Seamus Hickey, and Hickey again, 2 in a row for him for his side. Yeah, it is indeed. And
Seamus is just dropping off in front of him and picking up the break, so I suppose it's really a matter of communication for Effin to make sure that their midfielders
scramble for possession there. Mead gets on it. Mead has the advantage, sends it inside. Here's a chance for O'Carroll. Keeper comes out. What's the referee doing? He's giving a penalty. I think it was a frontal charge by the goalkeeper, Dave Lynch. And what a goal it could do in this game, and we're watching at 6 minutes from time as it struck beautifully into this corner of the net. Nothing the goalkeeper could do, but other than doesn't waste time in coming over to take this free. Apparently gets this one right, and I think he has. Keeps it inside that crowd in, from what I can see in the stand here. As the line ball is cut, where's it going? Oh, beautiful. Cian O'Carroll. Going to be a one-on-one inside. O'Carroll switches hands, gathers at the second attempt. O'Carroll, what's he done with it? He's put it over the bar, down to the right hand side. Seamus, that's where you want it, and it's Tom McMahon who gets on it. McMahon from the centre of the field splits the post and gives it off to Owen D, long way from where he's used to. D does, plants the feet straight through the post and on it again. Hickey, is he going to plant the feet? No, he runs away from his man, and Hickey just adding another one. Beautiful stuff. That fitness that Mark showed out is coming to the fore, and another one from Seamus Hickey. I think that's his 4th, if not indeed his 5th. Brilliant stuff from. Okay, you're very welcome back to Mick Neville Park. Tom Clancy here after Croagh Kilfinny's victory over Effin. I'm joined by man of the match, Cian O'Carroll. Cian, the jersey number was a hint, 112 for you this evening. Your first game at the grade, how did you find it? And you must be thrilled to get it.
Yeah, definitely happy to get the win. We knew coming into it, like the past 3 times in a row, we knew it was going to be a tough game, but we said that this is the most important game we have all year. It's your first game, get started in a nice way, and look, Effin are serious, you know that. They're the 3 boys coming back from the county. We knew it was going to be a tough game, and look, just things kind of went our way today, I suppose.
Yeah, the game was very, very much nip and tuck. I think you were level maybe 8, 9, 10 times. You get that penalty, it looked like you had a free first, Andrew's foul, but then goalkeeper comes out and actually commits a second foul, so you have the penalty. What were you thinking before you dispatched that penalty to the corner?
Well, I was delighted I got the penalty in the first place because I messed up the touch, so there have been a few people giving out to me if I didn't get the penalty, but I got a bang in the head. I just sat myself down. John Daly come in, he said just settle down, and then look, thank God it went in. Other days I won't go in, but thank God it went in today.
Yeah. You showed your array of skills, a couple of scores from play. Sideline here behind me. I suppose that's where the practice practice makes permanent or pays off. On days like this.
Yeah, look, the boys are great around you. Like, they're giving you most of the points in play. I'm just kind of standing in space, and the boys are just flicking it out to me. And look, the sidelines, they'll come off someday. Other days, you'll dribble it along the ground, you look like a fool. So I was just happy it went over. Yeah,
I mentioned your first game at the grade. It's obviously a little bit of a different championship in the form of you've obviously seven group games, and hopefully, in your point of view, you'll have the knockout stages in terms of a semi-final or indeed a final. How did you find it in the last few years? You've obviously stepped up from junior to intermediate, so you're on the crest of a wave, really, aren't you? I know you lost those finals, but more often than not, you've been winning the vast majority of your games year in, year out.
We have, to be fair. Look, we were lucky the past 3 years, really, because we were playing very well all along. We just couldn't seem to get over the line in the final. Things just weren't going right for us. But we feel like we're at the grade now where we belong to be at. So it's great to be up here. But look, we're under no illusions. It's a very tough championship. No team will ever win every game in this, and they haven't done so far. So it was just, it's great to get the first win out of the way.
Yeah, it's as I said, it's a quick fire championship in terms of you've 3 games in a row now. You're kind of waiting. I know, lads, you probably yourself playing football last week. 3 games in a row now. I suppose, had you spoken about those 3 games and maybe what you wanted to target from, or was it all about this evening?
To be honest, it was all about this evening. There's no point looking ahead to the other 2 games. You just focus on your first one. Now look, we'll go back training now next 2 or 3 days and be all focused on Blackrock next week. So that's basically it.
Yeah, the management is, I think it's the same management as last year. How have they brought you on and tried to prepare you for this level? I know you did well in the West Senior League, and then you ended up playing the PIHC, and the PIHC, I suppose you wouldn't have often played them it's certainly in a competitive game. So games like that, I suppose they're all about bringing you on for these championships.
It was massive. We had a great league campaign. We've never ever won a West Senior League. So we just started off great, and look, we had a tough game against Newcastle, and that stood to us. And went down and played in the PIHC as well, and it was a very tight game. They beat us by 7 points in the end, but it was a lot closer throughout that game. And that was another great game to get under our belt coming in here. And then look, we had some good challenge matches leading into it as well.
Okay, Cian, thanks very much for joining us. You were the streamsport.ie man of the match, and we're wishing you the best of luck for the rest of the championship. All right.
Thanks, man.
All right. All the best. Cheers. Okay, folks, that's all we have time for on this streamsport.ie production. A reminder, the other game, which will be broadcast on Saturday, that is South Liberties versus Garrysplan. That is on Saturday evening. John Keogh and Andrew O'Shaughnessy on commentary. But this is Tom Clancy signing off. Thanks for joining us on this streamsport.ie production for Limerick GATV.